We'll start with new chapter, that is array. So first, what is array? Array is a derived data type. Array is also a data type, but it is a derived type. Why it is called as derived? Derived means inherited from any other type of data type. So it is called as derived data type. So array, we have to derive it from built-in data type, that is int, float, character, or also array, we have to derive the array data type from user-defined data type, that is structure, union. So array is called as derived data type. Okay, that data type is inherited from any other user-defined or built-in data type. So array is a derived data type. What is the need of array? What is the need of array? Is it required? Yes, array is required. So what is the? So take one example. Suppose you want to store different 100 numbers in different variables. Okay, and make the addition and display that addition. What is the task? Take different 100 numbers from user, make the addition, or calculate the average of that number and display the average on the console. That is your task. Okay, so for taking 100 different numbers from user, you have to declare 100 different variables. For example, integer num1, integer num2, comma dot 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 till num100. Okay, for taking different 100 numbers and stored into particular type of variable, you have to declare different 100 variables. Okay, and write the code. Enter first number, take the first number from the user and store it into num1. Take the second number from the user and store into num2, like that. Clear? Till 100. Okay, then make the addition, then addition divided by 100 gives you average and display that average. Clear? But it requires take 100 different numbers. Okay, 100 is also okay. If you want to make the average of 1000 numbers, then what is the solution? Again, you can declare 1000 different variables. Clear? For taking different integer numbers, then make the addition, then divide by number, that is 1000, it gives you average. 1 lakh, if user's requirement get changed, that is take 1 lakh different numbers, make its sums and take its average and then display that average. So it is very critical to write different 1 lakh number variables. Okay, declaring different 1 lakh numbers is very tedious task. Clear? Okay, so what to do? So there one option is there, that is called as array. So basic use of array is to store all homogeneous type of data together in a single entity called as a array. Means all these numbers are integer type, no doubt, and you want to store all that 100 numbers. So no need to declare different 100 numbers variables. Instead of that, you have to just declare which type of numbers, integer, then write the name of the array, suppose number, how many numbers you want to store into that array, suppose give the size, that is size is important, then name of the variable and data type. Okay, so general syntax of the array, declaration of the array is first data type of the array, then name of array, and then subscript operator. This square bracket is called as subscript operator or square bracket, but technical name is subscript. It is called as subscript operator. And then give the size. What is the size of that particular array? Okay, and all the elements are, that is from first number to 100 numbers, are stored into particular indices. That is, array elements are accessed using array index. How we can access the array elements? Using array index. Clear? So instead of write 100 different variables, okay, for taking 100 different integer value, you have to declare only single variable, that is name is number, give the subscript and write the size of the array. So in this num array, you have to store total 100 different integer values together in a single entity, only single entity. Num is a single entity, so that entity is nothing but your array. बघा, सिंपल भाषेत सांगतो, अरे हा काय आहे? डिराइव्ड डेटा टाइप आहे. कशापासून डिराइव्ड केला जातो? बिल्ट इन डेटा टाइप पासून. बघा, हा कशापासून अरे डिराइव्ड केलेला आहे? int. And int is the built-in data type. Clear? So it is called as derived because it is derived or inherited characteristics from which? From built-in data type or user-defined data type. So num is a single entity where you have to store all homogeneous data element together. Homogeneous means having same type. Homogeneous means having same type. All elements type means data type is same. That is, you have to store all numbers, but all are integer type. So all are integer type. So you have to store into single element, that is called as, or single entity, that is a num. Clear? Understood? पण जर डिफरंट डेटा टाइपचे असतील, म्हणजे एक स्ट्रिंग असेल, एक इंटिजर नंबर असेल, एक फ्लोट नंबर असेल, ओके, डिफरंट डेटा टाइपचे एलिमेंट्स आहेत आणि सगळे एकत्र ठेवायचे आहेत आपल्याला इन अ सिंगल एंटिटी, त्यासाठी ॲरे वापरू शकत नाही. ओके, सो ऑल वी हॅव टू स्टोअर ऑल द एलिमेंट्स हॅविंग ओनली सिमिलर डेटा टाइप इनटू अ सिंगल एंटिटी कॉल्ड एज अ array. ओके, ओनली सिमिलर डेटा टाइप, म्हणजे 100 नंबर्स ठेवायचे आहेत, पण सगळे नंबर्स कसले आहेत? इंटिजर टाइपचे. तर इंटिजर टाइपचे सगळे एकत्र ठेवण्यासाठी आपण काय करू शकतो? वी हॅव टू यूज array. बट वन इज इंटिजर टाइप, वन इज फ्लोट, वन इज कॅरेक्टर, वन इज स्ट्रिंग, वन इज लॉन्ग. All data types are different types, and we cannot store different types of data into array. Only similar types of data together in a single entity called as array. So array is a derived data type, store only homogeneous data element together in a single entity called as array. Understood what is the meaning of an array? What is the need of array? Need कळते, different एवढे num1 num2 num10 up to 100 डिक्लेअर करायचे म्हटले, पॉसिबल आहे का? पॉसिबल आहे, पण इट कंझ्युम सम टाइम. परत ऍडिशन करायची झाली 100 नंबरची, तर तुम्हाला असं झालं सम इज इक्वल टू num1 plus num2 plus num3 till num100, like that. Okay, so it is not a feasible solution. It is possible, but it is not the feasible solution. So for that purpose, what is the solution? Solution is a array. So array, we have to store all elements, number of elements, but having same type, similar type, called as homogeneous data elements together in a single entity called as array. Understood what is the array? So next is array declaration and array initialization. This is the syntax for the array. How we can declare the array? That is, first is the data type, then name of the array, then gives the size of the array. This is the declaration of array or general syntax of array. Next, take one example. How to declare array and how to initialize the array. Suppose if you want to store 10 different numbers, integer numbers in a single entity called as integer num size. Use the size. This is subscript operator, that is square bracket. So this is a declaration of array, and that array stores the 10 different integer values. Clear? Array index always start from 0. Array index always starts from 0. That is, this array, num array stores total 10 elements, and first element is stored at which index? 0th index. Array's first element is stored at the 0th index. Okay, so what is the memory management for that array? So all the array elements are stored into contiguous memory location in your RAM. Contiguous means lagat. Okay, लक्षात येते? Contiguous memory location. So how memory management is there? First element num 0, this is first element in your array. Then num 1, this is second element. Third is num 2 dot dot dot. Last element is num 9. Size is 10, means total 10. We have to store total 10 integer type of elements into this array. Array name is num. Elements are stored into different indices, starts from 0 to 9. Last element is stored, that is 10th element is stored into number 9 index. Okay, clear? But size is 10. दूसरी गोष्ट लक्षात ठेवा, in array these bounds means 0, 9, these are the bounds. 0 is called as lower bound, 9 is called as upper bound of this array. बघा num10 हा array आहे, त्याच्यामध्ये आपण 10 एलिमेंट स्टोअर करू शकतो. त्याचा लोअर बाउंड कुठला आहे? num0 हा त्याचा लोअर बाउंड आहे, आणि num9 हा त्याचा काय आहे? अप्पर बाउंड. क्लियर? समजतंय? पण arrayचा एक ड्रॉबॅक आहे. arrays in C चा एक ड्रॉबॅक आहे. व्हॉट इज द ड्रॉबॅक? स्ट्रिक्टली बाउंड चेकिंग इज नॉट डन इन array in C लँग्वेज. बघा स्ट्रिक्टली बाउंड चेकिंग होत नाही. म्हणजे इथं किती पर्यंत एलिमेंट ठेवू शकतो आपण? num9 पर्यंत. पण प्रोग्रामॅटिकली तुम्ही जर num10 num11 असं जरी काही लिहिलं तरी काय होतं? एक्झिक्यूट होतो प्रोग्राम. देयर इज नो सिंटॅक्टिकल एरर. कंपायलर सिंटॅक्टिकल एरर दाखवत नाही, कारण हा ड्रॉबॅक आहे अरेचा. अरे मध्ये स्ट्रिक्टली बाउंड चेक केली जात नाही. म्हणजे अप्पर बाउंड झाल्यानंतर नेक्स्ट ला num10 इथं असेल का रे व्हॅल्यू? num10 नाहीच आहे, कारण मेमरी मॅनेजमेंट num10 म्हणजे 0 to 9 च असणार आहे. लक्षात येते? पण num10 म्हटलं तरी ते तुम्ही काय होतंय? पॉसिबल होते. इट डज नॉट गिव्स एरर. कंपायलर डज नॉट गिव्स यू एरर. मीन्स व्हॉट? बाउंड्स आर नॉट स्ट्रिक्टली टाइप चेक. बाउंड्स मीन्स upper bounds and lower bounds are not strictly type checked in C language only, but in Java.NET compiler checks the bound. Okay, that means if you exceed the bound limit, then it gives you syntactical error in Java.NET. Okay, higher level languages. But in C language, compiler does not check bounds, that is lower bound and upper bound strictly. So you have to add num10, num9, num11, 12, but it is physically not present in your RAM. Then also you have to manipulate. So what happens? That time garbage values are taken randomly. For num11, there is no num11 memory is allocated on RAM. So what is the value? Garbage. It is treated as garbage. So one drawback of the array, that is bounds, that is lower bound and upper bounds are not strictly type checked in C language only. C language, only in C language. Clear? In Java.NET, compiler gives you syntactical error for that if the bounds get exceed. Okay. So this is the array declaration This is the memory management for the array. First array element is stored at the index 0. All the elements are accessed by their indices. That means you want to store one value. Suppose we want to store one value at number 6. So where we want to store it? Num of 5. So num of 5 is equal to 1. So this num of 5 is equal to 1. Where that value gets saved? Num of 3, num of 4, num of 5. So at this location, one value gets stored. Okay, we can assign the values to the array element using their indices. That is, 6th element is at the num of 5. 10th element at the location num of 9. Clear? So we can access it as well as we can store it by using arrays index. Okay. For example, we want to display printf. What do you want to display? 6th element value. So 6th element is equal to percentage d double quotes complete. Where that 6th element is present? Num of 5. So num of 5, that 5th index, which value is stored? 6th number, and that is printed. So we can access that value or we can store the value at that location using array indices. Clear? Okay. So this is array declaration. This is memory management for the array. All the array elements are stored into contiguous memory location. Means what? Suppose num0 is stored at the address of 100. What is the address location? 100. Num of 0. So num of 1 is stored at which address location? 102. Because for each integer value, how many bytes are required? 2 bytes. So first location 100 and 101, 2 bytes are reserved. Second, num of 1, 102 and 104, 103. Num 2 is at the address location 104. That means all these elements are stored in the contiguous memory location. That is most important. Not at the random locations. If you take num1, comma num2, integer type, then for example, then num1 is stored at the address 100 and num2 is stored at the address 200. No problem, no doubt. Okay. Whenever the free location is there on the stack, that numbers stored. But array elements are stored into contiguous memory locations. सलग पहिला एलिमेंट जर 100 लोकेशनला असेल तर दुसरा 102 लोकेशनला असणार इंटिजर असल्यामुळे. क्लियर? समजतंय? ओके. नेक्स्ट इज हाउ टू इनिशियलाइज द array. Next one is how to initialize the array. Array initialization. So in num, suppose array of 5, you want to initialize the 5 elements. Initialize means give the value to that number. Okay, so give the curly bracket. Then suppose 1 2 3 4 and 5. So this is the array initialization. That is, give the data type, name of the array, then size of the array with subscript is equal to, give curly bracket. Okay, so what happens? This first element is stored at which location? Suppose now array is of 5 size. So num of 4 till 4. First element is stored at the num of 0. Second element is stored at the location num of 1, third, fourth and fifth. Okay, so this is called as array initialization. Clear? Next, if you declare array in num subscript operator and give the, this is called as array declaration, and you does not give the size here, is it possible? This is array declaration with size. Okay, and this is array declaration, but don't give the size here. then what happens? It gives you syntactical error. कळणारच नाही कंपायलरला की किती काय करायचे ॲरे लोकेशन्स रिझर्व करायचे कुठल्या ॲरे साठी नम ॲरे साठी म्हणून ॲट द टाइम ऑफ डिक्लेरेशन साइज इज मस्ट ॲट द टाइम ऑफ ॲरे डिक्लेरेशन लक्षात घ्या मी काय म्हणतो ॲट द टाइम ऑफ ॲरे डिक्लेरेशन साइज इज मस्ट and if you don't write any size here in subscript operator it gives you syntactical error but if you initialize the array that means this is the initialization and at the time of initialization you don't use the size not specify the size then it gives you syntactical error no if you initialize the array and at the initialization you does not write any size of array then it does not gives you syntactical error it works properly because compiler calculates how many numbers are initialized suppose 5 numbers are initialized so it automatically calculates the size of array and write 5 here that work is done by compiler itself but at the time of declaration just declaration is there is no initialization so compiler does not recognize what is the size of that array okay and at that time compiler gives you syntactical error but at the time of initialization no need to write size is optional at the time of array initialization but at the time of array declaration size is compulsory okay it is mandatory understood what is array declaration and array initialization what is the difference between size okay how memory management is there for the array elements or all array elements are stored into contiguous memory location so we will take one example that is how to take values from user and how to initialize the array from taking values from user not at the static type okay take the values from the user make the array of 5 numbers make its addition and calculate its average and display the average that is the simple program okay using array so start from writing the program so what is the program take 5 numbers from the user take 5 numbers from the user make its addition then make its average and display the average on the console that is our problem statement so start from hash include stdio.h then hash include conio.h okay why we include hash include stdio.h because printf and scanf functions are stored into this stdio.h header files definitions of printfs and scanfs are stored into stdio.h header files and we have to use that functions in our program so we have to include that second conio.h con stands for console input output console means text mode window and clear screen and get ch that is clear screen means clear the screen so it is related obviously to console then get ch to freeze the console that is it is also related to console so these functions definitions are present in the conio.h header file that's why we have to include that to header files next is starts from main function void main is a user defined function main is not a built-in function it is a user defined because whatever may be the body of the main function that is defined by programmer itself user itself so it is a user defined function not a built-in function printf scanf get ch clear screen all these are built-in function because their bodies all are already written into particular header files we have not defined the bodies okay these are already written by developer itself okay so next declare the array so integer num what is the size of array 5 So declare the 5 because we want to add 5 integer numbers only. Next, what is the next? Clear screen. Next. Now, take the 5 numbers from the user. Take 5 numbers from the user. So, what is the message on the console? On the console, that is on the console screen, message is like that. Enter first number. Enter first number. Message is there. After that, enter suppose first number. Press enter. Second on enter second number. Then suppose user enters 20 like that till fifth number. Enter fifth number. This is the message. After that, fifth number user enters. Okay, and whatever may be the average is equal to whatever may be the average. This is the output on the console. So as per the output, we have to design our code. So how many times same lines repeated? 5 number of times. So when same code is repeated and only some pattern is changing, so what we have to use? Loops. Any loop, or loop while any loop. Okay, what is the only change? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. All other structure is same. To take 5 different numbers from user. Okay, for that use loop. For I is equal to 0, I less than equal to. How many times that loop get executed? 4 times. That's why 0. Loop starts from 0. So I less than equal to 4. So it is executed 5 times. I plus plus. So I is the variable, so declare I here. Okay, next. Printf. What is the message? Enter. Okay, this is variable part, that is changing. So percentage D, then number, double quotes complete, comma. So what we want here? First, for first iteration. Second, for second iteration. How it is done? What is the first index of I? 0. So write here I plus 1. Okay, so what we have to write? I plus 1. So initially I is equal to 0 plus 1 means 1. So that value is displayed instead of percentage D. So what is the message? Enter first number. Clear? So message is enter. If you write only I, then what happens? Enter 0 number. Okay. What we want? First. So I plus 1. Okay. Next. Scanf. Next is a scanning. Taking the values from user, which is percentage D, double quotes complete, comma. Where we want to store it? First value is stored at the which index location? Num of 0. Num of 0. So num. But is it possible? Write 0. Then what happens? Every time, 5 times number is saved at the same location. So first time it is at the 0th location. Second time that second number is stored at the first location. Third time, that is third iteration, number is stored at the num of 2. So what? There is a variable. You have to write variable here. So what is the variable? I. So first time index is 0. So num of 0. First number is stored at the num of 0. For loop complete. So what happens? First message, enter first number, user enters 10, press enter, that end number is stored at the which location? Address of num of I means here 0. So 0 is here. Suppose second time, num of I plus plus, I becomes now 1, 1 is less than 4, condition true. Okay, next enter percentage D. What is the value of I? 1 plus 1 means second. So this is the message. Enter second number. Cursor is blinking for percentage D. Then user suppose enter 20. That 20 is stored at the address of num of 1, because current value of I is 1. So can store 20, 30, 40, and suppose 50. So this loop is executed 5 times when value of I becomes now 5. So 5 less than equal to 4, condition false, and cursor come out of this for loop. Next. So next, what is the next thing? Make the addition of that 5 numbers. Make the addition of that 5 numbers. So how to make the addition of that 5 numbers? That is, suppose sum is equal to sum plus num of, right, num of 0 plus num of 1, num of 2. Is it possible? Is it possible? But it takes time. So instead of that, what? Write num of I. Sum is equal to sum plus num of I. This is statement. So declare the sum variable. Initialize it to 0. Okay. Next, what you want then? Here you write for loop. Again one for loop. Starts from I is equal to 0, I less than equal to, again 4 and I plus plus. Because this loop is executed 5 times. Means what? Sum is equal to sum. Initial sum is equal to 0. 0 plus num of first time index is 0. So num of 0. What is the value in num of 0? Taken from the RAM. So what is the value? 0 plus 10. What is the sum? 10. Okay. Next, second time, I plus plus. It becomes 1. 1 less than equal to 4. Condition true. Again, what is the sum currently? 10. Plus, what is the num of 1? 20. So it becomes now 30. Likewise, it executed 5 times. So all 5 numbers addition, and that addition is stored now in the sum variable. Last task. What is the last task? Make the average. So all the sum divided by 5. How many numbers there? 5 numbers are there. So sum divided by 5 gives you average. Declare average variable. Okay. And last one statement is printf double quotes. What is the message? Average is equal to percentage d double quotes complete comma average get ch and main function get completed. Okay, so in this way we can access elements of array, saving elements of the array into particular location, make the sum, make the average, and print the average of the array elements. So it is very easy. If you want, now you want to store 100 numbers, take the 100 numbers from the user, clear, and make the addition of 100 numbers and display the average. So it is also easy. No need to change, only what is the change? 100, so 99. Index starts from 0 to 99. Sum 0 to 99. That's all. Same code is usable for addition of 100 numbers. But if you does not take array and instead of that you can take single variables, num1, num2, num3, what happens? If 5 numbers, if require 100, then you have to declare 100 different numbers. So it requires times, it consumes time. Also, here also the line is sum is equal to sum plus num1 plus num2 plus num3, like that, num99. But it is easy because all array elements are stored into single entity. What is num and index? And index just to specify 0 to how many? 99 or 1 lakh, whatever way it is possible. Okay, so that is the use of array. Array is used for storing homogeneous data elements together in a single entity called as array. Okay, so we will stop